Hello, and thank you for watching Dan's Video Reviews. I'm Dan, and today we are going to be talking about the Lego Batman movie. Now, you might be like, oh, it's just another repeat of the Lego movie. Well, I never saw the Lego movie. It was very well suggested to me, but I never got around to seeing it. Hopefully, now that I've seen this, I might go back and watch that movie because this movie was pretty good. I didn't know what to expect, and when I went in there for the first time watching the movie, I was like, oh, this is probably going to be some kid humor or anything along those lines, and it really wasn't for the most part. There was some of those points in there, but it overall was a lot more of what I would have wanted the humor to be, and it was almost like a fourth wall breaking humor. It worked really well for the animation style, which almost was like a stop motion animation with the Legos, and then more of a fluid animation when it came to the faces, which I think worked really well for it. The writers of it did a pretty good job with writing the movie. They included stuff that wasn't necessarily DC, but you know, that's a great part about the movie is you can, because it's the world of Legos, and with that there's really everything. It's not just limited to one thing. And I think that worked really well. I hope that more movies can continue along those lines, because it was almost like making fun of itself but not being itself, if that makes any sense. Since it was in that world of Legos, you weren't like having somebody playing Batman making fun of Batman. You had like a little Lego figure making fun of itself. I think that worked really well for it. The voice acting, the only one that really stood out to me was Will Arnett as Batman. He did a very good job. The other ones they were serviceable. They did their part, and they did their part okay. Just none of them really stood out as something that was amazing, that was like, oh my god, I need more of this. But Batman definitely did. One of the worst points was, though, there were those jokes that were in there that were, you know, they were meant for the kids. You watch and you're like, okay, I could see if that was funny if I was a child, but, you know, it's not really funny right now. I wish that there was less of that, but I understand why it's there, because it is a movie that has to appeal to the younger audiences, and it's unfortunately a byproduct of that. That being said, the jokes that were more of the fourth wall breaking were really funny. There was a very particular one in the beginning. I'm not going to get into details for any reason of spoilers, but in the very beginning it was something that had to do with a plane, and it just, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, this is going to be a different type of humor, and I think that I'm going to like it. And it definitely did work for those parts. There were other parts of the movie that obviously didn't work. I don't think the Joker did a very good job. I think the voice acting was fine and all of that, but I just think the reasoning for having the Joker in the movie and all of the plot reasons for it, I didn't think it worked. I definitely would have preferred if they had gone about a different story, kind of keeping the same main elements, but, you know, going about it a different way. I think that definitely would have worked a lot more for it, which brings me to another part of the movie that I thought wasn't that good, which was the pacing. The pacing isn't absolutely terrible, but the thing is, I was watching the movie and I knew it wasn't a long movie, but it felt like it was a long movie. I wasn't, you know, distracted or having to, like, you know, turn away or do anything like that, like not paying attention. It definitely kept my attention, but I started to get that process in my head being like, oh, this has been going on for a while, and this should be getting close to the end. And when I started thinking about that, it turned out it wasn't even close to the end. There was still more to come. And so I think that worked a little bit to its detriment. I'm not saying that it's a bad movie. I actually enjoyed the movie overall, but it definitely had some bad moments. It wasn't perfect by any means. So my first initial reactions to the movie, I think if I had to rank it out of 10, I'd probably put it somewhere around a 7. I did just see it a couple of hours ago, so it does need to sit in with me a little bit more, but hopefully as time goes on, it will, you know, build on me instead of detract from everything. It might detract, I don't know yet, but, you know, that's the great thing about film. It's all subjective. I might not like it, but you might love it, and that's a great thing about it. If you do like this movie, or you do hate this movie, feel free to comment your reasons why. I'm actually very curious to hear. You know, learning about all the different opinions on these movies help you be able to kind of review and judge other movies differently based on, you know, what you've learned from other people. And I think that works very well, and it helps me out a lot. So I'm going to be putting my Twitter and my email on the screen. I think it's going to be somewhere around here. Hopefully. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to be putting it, but I think that's going to be where it's going to be. If you like this video, be sure to like it, obviously, subscribe, you know, send me an email with a suggestion for something else to review or react to or anything along those lines. Or, you know, follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be trying to keep up to date with everybody that's going to be talking to me. I mean, at this moment, it's very beginning of the channel. I'm probably not going to get a lot of people, but, you know, every little bit helps. Thank you very much for watching this movie. I hope you guys enjoy your day, and yeah, have a great day.